Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like at o'clock, and I'm here I'm giving you a little bit of the red light special in my massage and chakra aligning room. I'm Pearl of Wisdom, and you're listening to my NHL Pearls of Wisdom, bringing you pearls of wisdom semi-daily when I feel like it, and it's when I feel like at o'clock. Um, the big news right now, pretty much, besides the fact that the St. Louis Blues and the Boston Bruins are going to be going to the Cup final. I'm going to do a prediction on that and probably tomorrow, but honestly, seems to be like a toss-up. But what I want to talk about today is it's floating through the air quite a bit right now about the Nashville Predators making room for Duchesne. Um, there's been several options that have gone out there. One of the big problems they have is Kyle Turris, making $6 million a year for the next 5 years. Got him from the Ottawa Senators in what looks like a really bad deal at the moment. Now, that being said, he is playing well for Canada right at the moment, and with that, it's possible they might be able to give up a pick to a team that wants to hit the cap floor. Unfortunately, the only one I can think of that would be willing to do something like that at this moment, the only team at this moment that are looking to not even care about winning right now would be the Ottawa Senators, who got rid of him in the first place. Now, it's the Ottawa Senators, so you never know. They might do something like that. Sure as shit, if they could do that, it would take a lot of weight off their hands and give them the cap room with a couple more moves that they can make to a couple more people that they could trade, possibly Smith or somebody like that, to make up the room to get Duchesne and not have to give up the guy that but most people are thinking they'll have to give up and is rumored to be given up, PK Subban. PK Subban, of course, is making $9 million a year for the next 3 years. You hear a lot of shit about people saying that he's overrated. They don't like he don't like his attitude, so on and so forth like that. I know he's a 50 to possibly 70, 80 point player on the right team, and as far as attitude is concerned, it's they haven't really mentioned anything in Nashville, although they might be keeping mum about it. It looks like people enjoy him there. However, if they are looking to move towards Duchesne, which makes sense. The the Nashville's front six are not what you would call spectacular. I go back to the Seth Jones trade, as I said, they never should have made. I don't care if you need a number one center. At the very least, you could have did something else with the other players you had there. I would not have traded Seth Jones or Roman Josi. Maybe Ekholm or somebody like that to improve your offense, and then just draft like crazy. But that was then. This is now. If they're going to trade him, they have maybe three, maybe four teams that could take on his cap hit. Because really, what they're going to want is for the team to take on the whole cap hit. You have the New Jersey Devils, who have plenty of cap room and nothing to sign in the near future. You have the Florida Panthers, who have plenty of cap room, but do have players that they have to sign in the near future. I think that in that case, you would have to take at least a Hoffman back with Florida. With New Jersey, they could do it for early for a draft pick and a prospect probably. The only problem is there is the issue of Subban being kind of a me first guy, and the New Jersey organization is not one to even take a chance on a guy like that. Even though Lamoriello's not there anymore, it's still there. That it's still that philosophy I think comes from ownership, and I don't think it'll change anytime soon. So I find it highly unlikely. My gut says that New Jersey isn't going to be the person that the team that can do that. Florida is an interesting concept. I think that they're going to be looking more towards putting their money in goaltending, and if they get Bobrovsky, they're not going to have room for Subban, at least not for just prospects and not sending any money back. So, where does that leave us? You have the Arizona Coyotes, you have the Ottawa Senators, would certainly have the room to do that, but they are so rebuilt, it's crazy. I think if you said $9 million to Melnick, he would probably fall over, just regardless of who the player is, for the next 3 years. It probably would be a terrible PR move since you could have had Duchesne for the same money, possibly. I don't know, it's hard to say. Duchesne might have they might have offered decent money, but Duchesne just didn't want to be there because there was no support after Stone. Anyways, yeah, the Arizona Coyotes, who've already spent a lot of money on their defense already, it's not really the position they're looking for. So where am I taking this, boys and girls? I say the best team for this is the team that also has his brother there, and that is the Vancouver Canucks. Vancouver Canucks have an incredibly talented core with Peterson, Horvat, Berchi, Virtanen. Who am I missing? I'm doing this off the top of my head, but they've got a solid core already started there. Defense-wise, not so much. They basically have Tanev, who's going to need another contract, but it's not going to be huge. They got Hughes now, who looks absolutely fantastic, and a possible Ulevy, who you might have to give up in this deal. They are a team that could give up prospects and draft picks to pick up Subban and not give any money back in return. The good thing about that is, because you're not giving up anything in return, you wouldn't have to give up all that much for prospects. You've got them kind of by the short hairs. You're one of the few teams that are going to be willing to do it and take the whole cap hit. I don't even know if it'll cost you your first. That Ulevy that I'm talking about, he's had injury issues already in his young career. Nashville's great at developing defensemen. The reason why Nashville is able to think about Subban is they have Dante Fabro coming up, who they love. So, if you can add another defenseman there that doesn't need to go in the lineup right away, and maybe they can turn him into a top 3-4 defenseman later, I think they'd be interested in that. And you know what? That might be all it takes. You might not even have to give up another first. So you say, why would Vancouver, who is rebuilding, take on a contract like Subban for the next 3 years? Well, the reason why is Vancouver can be good very, very soon. Those with Peterson, Horvat, Besser. Sorry, I forgot Besser. My gosh, these guys are going to be hitting their stride right away. If you got to throw some money at some free agents or take a guy like Subban on defense to get this team where it needs to be, it's probably pretty close to time to do it. You don't need to rebuild for 10 years like the Edmonton Oilers. They're getting pretty close to the point where they can start adding defense to their roster, and that roster will be set to run for cups already. So to answer your question, not that I don't know if you're asking, but where do I think he's going to go? I think that's where he should go. If he's going to go there, it's hard to say. But that would be my pick. That's my full 42, boys and girls. That's all I have to give. Make sure you hit that subscribe and the bell, and I'll send you a My NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace helicopter to your door. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.